undefeated, quality wins throughout the season, and another conference test tonight. Is this a championship team? We'll get one step closer to answering that question this evening between the hedges. Welcome, everybody. Tom Hart alongside Jordan Rogers. The atmosphere, unparalleled. This is what you get when you come on the road in the SEC.
Yeah, I've been on the other side of a lot of these cheers before. Haven't played here. It's a sight to see, a sea of red.
And that will make an upset even tougher for this Missouri Tigers as Georgia takes the field. Welcome to SEC Saturday Night, presented by Holiday Inn Express. 1-4 Missouri, looking for its first SEC win of the season against undefeated and fourth-ranked Georgia. Teams in Georgia history. Now he's the head man in the visor. Underway between the hedges. The kickoff is short, and it's taken at the 10-yard line. Missouri will dance all the way out to the 30. A little bit of running room for Larry Roundtree. And Roundtree, the third-string running back, takes it almost to midfield. And a great starting point for this Missouri offense, led by junior quarterback Drew Lock. He's from the Kansas City suburb of Lee Summit, Missouri. He was a great basketball player in addition to being a great football player in high school. His dad played 4 years at Mizzou in the 80s. His grandpa was a Tiger, too. Played for Missouri back in the early 60s. Talented players on this Georgia defense, which is loaded with them. Number 3 in the nation in total D.
No one playing better than Roquan Smith right now. He is everywhere on the field, and very important for him to communicate against this fast-paced Missouri offense tonight.
Tigers will run it. This is Crockett, and he gets bottled up for a loss of 1. We'll talk about Georgia being almost predictable offensively. Missouri is a much more balanced offense, and when they can run it, that can set up shots for them.
Yeah, Tom, it's because all the RPOs, the run-pass option, nearly every play has a run with a pass built in, and it's really up to Drew Lock to pull the trigger on how Georgia comes out, the formation, the structure of that defense.
They're down to 9. Looking for Crockett on his screen, overthrown. And Crockett probably heard footsteps from Roquan Smith coming out. Jake Fromm out of Warner Robins, Georgia. We helped him to the Little League World Series a few years ago. Second leading passer in Georgia high school history. He would have surpassed Deshaun Watson if they would have played a little bit deeper in the playoffs his senior year. Originally committed to Nick Saban in Alabama. He is a perfect fit here. 5th in the league with 10 touchdown passes. Had 42 touches in his first start, and he went for 174 against Mizzou. Now Michelle in the backfield. Already 3 different tailbacks next to Fromm. Complete for a Georgia first down, and Terry Godwin. Gain of 28 on Fromm's first attempt.
Run game, it's the very quick post-snap adjustments in the RPO. He sees a linebacker flow or react, and he's able to pull that ball and deliver it accurately and decisively.
Talking with offensive coordinator Jim Chaney, so this guy's hard to trick. How much he hadn't seen, and he's only a freshman. Fromm, another deep ball and another completion of Javon Wims. And Georgia's got another first down. They're doing it through the air here early. That's what Jim Chaney said they might do, get aggressive through the air. Former basketball player Wims, a couple of catches here early. On the jet sweep, they put it in the hands of Hardman. And Nicole Hardman has a first down and plenty. He's going to take it in from 35 yards out. Before Sims moved. They already had to use 1 timeout on defense to get a line. On 3rd and 14, they'll run it with Crockett. And he takes it out to the 30 with a gain of 8. Mizzou brings 4. Fromm fires, and it's intercepted by Cale Garrett. A one-handed snag, and the Tigers have it at the 5-yard line on Garrett's 2nd pick of the season.
Oh, we just got done praising him, Tom. This is one of the things when you're a young quarterback, sometimes you make that decision on pass plays before the snap. This is just a horizontal stretch play. You have a running back coming out of the backfield. The linebacker expands. You go to the tight end, but you got to be careful there, and you got to get to your third read, which would be Riley Ridley coming from the left side.
In the bluegrass.
The forgotten man at times, but last week, Josh Heupel went with the hot hand, and Witter was fantastic.
Little option look. Drew Lock, shovel pass, touchdown, Albert Okwuegbunam.
And I love this play call, Tom.
Rick Haley, the defensive line coach. Fromm unloads, another one down the sideline to Javon Wims. And Jake Fromm has found a soft spot in the Missouri defense when Wims has found the sideline. The ground, then the incompletion. James up front from the Missouri defensive line again. Fromm back outside again. Riley Ridley, 21 yards and a Georgia first down.
Anything further than 22, that safety's got time to react, and that was a few yards past.
Fromm's pick came on third down. Sideline, back shoulder, caught, inbounds or not? Yes, touchdown, Riley Ridley.
They're pulling no punches early. Look at the location of that throw. Great coverage. Riley Ridley covered over the top. And savvy, you got to put this back shoulder right on the back ear. You want to throw that at the ear hole of the receiver. And that's an accurate throw by Fromm.
They're ultra passing tonight. Missouri won't bring it out. And so 3:16 to go. So you talk about Georgia's plan of attack against Missouri, a team that has yet to win in the league this year. Are they trying to, this might sound silly, are they trying to win this game, or are they trying to set Jake Fromm up for a great second half of the season?
Well, they're trying to do both, and I think you can do both. You have a young quarterback. The worst thing you can do is handcuff him, right? Not allow him to develop as a passer, and then you just got to call plays, right? But it's got to be within the flow of the game. When you run the ball well, like Georgia does, that opens up the play action, and it opens up the intermediate zones, and you've seen them attack that a few times already.
The officials cost the Tigers an opportunity there. 3rd 11. Block will unload. Wide open, Emmanuel Hall. He's got this one, and he's got 6. '63-yard strike from Drew Lock. Georgia having a hard time getting the ground game going. Not something I expected to say tonight. 2nd and 3 with Nick Chubb in the backfield. Chubb changes direction behind the line. He's got a first down and a hurdle. He takes it for 19 after clearing a man.
You'd like to have a running back have lanes, but where he's going, sometimes you don't need lanes.
Well, roads or not, he's with elite company. Herschel Walker's still the class of the league with over 5,200 yards in his time here between the hedges. And Chubb now 6th all time.
Boy, some of the names on that list, and he's gonna pass a few more before he's done.
Terry Godwin able to turn the corner. Another Georgia first down.
Pass is complete.
Gain of 9 that time.
Have a lot of depth. If you can get him tired, you're gonna wear him down and see that running game start to really pick up.
Fromm already halfway to 300. Here's Sony Michel. Sony Michel off to the races. Not gonna kill him. 7. Block. Jump ball caught by Okwuegbunam. And Missouri has a 17-yard gain. That's a 6'5" freshman out of Springfield, Illinois, and he's got some hops.
It's a big athletic target. Josh Heupel mentioned the versatility of their tight ends has really opened up this offense. They can keep them in there and run and block and had success doing that, and then they make plays on the outside just as easily.
Lock takes another shot. Hall again. Emmanuel Hall with a big gain and a touchdown for Missouri. 63 yards. Same number he put up last quarter.
Boy, Georgia's got to fix something because Emmanuel Hall These plays aren't even designed to necessarily be shots to number 84, but the coverage on the outside, that's cover 3, and he just ran straight by Tyreek McGee. Right by him.
This is the best passing offense Georgia has faced this season. Previously, that would belong to Appalachian State. Nationally ranked in the 70s in passing offense. They've been great against dual threat quarterbacks. Drew Lock is straight drop back.
Now when you need it most, go to your horses.
Michelle back there now. Missouri only brings 4. Fromm is able to find his tight end. That's Charlie Warner, and he's got plenty of room, and he's following the lead. And Chubb with a hurdle. He's out inside the 25. 49-yard run for Charlie Warner. Wow. Fromm to the outside. That's complete to Hardman. And he'll be brought down at the 20. It's a gain of 12. And that'll bring on Blankenship in a kicking situation. Kirby Smart awarded him with a scholarship right before a game against Notre Dame. Announced it after that big win in South Bend. This will be from 37. He hasn't missed from inside 40 this year. It will hug the upright but get through. Plenty of leg for Rodrigo Blankenship, sophomore out of Sprayberry High School. Drew Lock licking his chops, ready to get back on offense. The first time Georgia held to just 3 instead of 7. And Blankenship has the Dogs in front again.
Traditionally, this defense and what they do allows you to play base coverage, but they're not getting to him. They're going to find ways to do that.
Bellamy playing with the club on that left hand. He said it's like carrying around a weight, another 3.5, 4 pounds. Third down, 8. Lock deep over the middle and picked off. Intercepted by Dominic Sanders. Second pick of the season for Sanders. And he stays on his feet. Looked more like Barry Sanders to keep his balance. And he's got Georgia and Missouri territory. The senior from Tucker, Georgia with the pick. Fromm wants a deep ball. They'll go intermediate instead, and wide open is Javon Wims. Cut down at the 22, a gain of 19. Georgia. Fromm's going to keep this one. And he spins his way just shy of a first down. Ronell Perkins got to him. And that's going to leave 3rd and 1. Fromm had 4 carries for 42 yards last week against Vandy. He can do this.
That's one of the things he does different than Jacob Eason. He's a little more mobile. He's not a guy that's going to beat you for 40 yards, but you got a zone read, that end hesitates or bites on the run, he'll hurt you.
3rd and 1. Nick Chubb hasn't been on the field this possession for Georgia. It's Sony Michel again now. Swift on the jet sweep. He's got a first down. Ducks inside the 5. And DeAndre Swift sets up Georgia. Second and goal. Fromm. Touchdown. Jake Fromm on the ground. Largest lead of the night for the Dogs. Demarie Crockett hit at the line of scrimmage, maybe found one. Roquan Smith, junior from Montezuma, Georgia, down in Macon County, had 11 tackles against Tennessee. Top 10 in the league in tackles this season. And it leaves Locke with a 3rd and 7 in this crowd. bullet, incomplete. Okuwebuna may have been the closest receiver. And Missouri needed some time on the clock to waste away because they've given up a couple scores without answering. They're down 10, and they're going to give it back to Georgia with 2.5 to go in the half. And 10.
Now, Nicole Hardman there. Thought they might go to the slot.
Instead, it's Michelle. Whoa! And he's supposed to be the lightning in the package. He just put DeMarcus Acey on his back. Wow. Sony Michel, 5'11", 215 pounds.
2 set.
Clock rolling, 3rd and 4. From over the middle, complete. As Charlie Warner's having a big day. Dad, Uncle Scott in the College Football Hall of Fame. He's a great defensive back here at Georgia.
Just yet, even with 14 seconds left.
Michelle. First down. Clock to stop for the first down and then give Georgia time to use the timeout. That's what Kirby Smart will do. Cole Rodrigo Blankenship has a pretty good mentor down on the sideline and at practice a couple times a week, doesn't he?
Tom, how cool is this? Kicker for the Super Bowl champion 1985 Chicago Bears, Kevin Butler, one-time all-time leading scorer here in the SEC. Spends 2 days a week at practice with the Georgia Bulldogs. He has one class left before he graduates in the spring. He is the kicking coach and has worked on the fundamentals. He told me the main thing that he's focused on with the kickers and the punters has been balance, repetitive balance. He sort of talked about it like a golf swing. And he said a lot of guys don't have a kicking coach, so they don't get into a rhythm. They don't have the same kind of practice every week. They have focused in on that.
Well, he would know. He won his flight of the member guests a few weeks ago, I understand. 43-yard attempt now for Blankenship. To the chagrin of our stats man in the booth, Greg Campbell. Here's from 43, and it is good. Proud teacher right there. Hot Rod's hit a couple of big ones. Big one in the 4th quarter against Georgia to get this season started. Georgia will receive the second half kick. They've opened up a 34-21 lead. This half, they're going to need more of that to catch up with the 4th-ranked Dogs in the second half. Nicole Hardman will bring it out from a yard deep. And he gets tripped up by taking it out just past the 20-yard line. Let's go down the field, check in with Cole Kublik. Eyes on Jake Fromm, already 9 tackles tonight for Missouri's middle linebacker. Nobody out on Javon Wims. And Javon Wims turns it upfield. Turned about a 12-yard gain into a 16-yard gain. Thomas Wilson to stop for Mizzou. Chubb again. Able to elude 2 guys in the backfield. And shove down one in the secondary. Nick Chubb, the senior from Cedartown, Georgia, is able to pick up 21. There for a play or two, but didn't get a carry. 2nd and 11. Michelle. He is just running over people. Thomas Wilson, the latest Tiger to get trucked. It's a gain of 17. Blankenship. Everything's good on Georgia's end. Hot Rod bangs another one through, and Georgia's got a 37-21 lead on Mizzou.
Taken away.
Drew Lock's going to have to visit a seamstress before they come back on the field. Gets away from Fatoni. Corey Fatoni gets taken down at the 10. Lorenzo Carter with the stop. Missouri has had snapping issues all season long. It came to a head Saturday night at Kentucky. So they replaced James Workman with Drew Wise, a freshman out of Lawrence, Kansas. Well, Rodrigo Blankenship, he's 3 for 3 tonight. He came in with 6 field goals on the season. And he's got 4 tonight. Not much going wrong for Kirby Smart's Bulldogs tonight. But Missouri with a key mistake in special teams. That gave Georgia a short field and they cash in for 3. Yeah, I didn't think Gators zigged and zagged like that. Trips to the right for Drew Lock on 3rd and 2. Looking to the slant, great coverage, and it's broken up. DeAndre Baker was all over Jamon Moore that time. That play may have been won in the film room.
Yeah, I really thought they were going to work the bunch set in the bottom of your screen. They go with a slant ISO route up top to Jamon Moore. It's a good look. I mean, if there's a guy that's going to win on one-on-one, it's Jamon Moore. But great play by DeAndre Baker there on a slant. You always want to get over the top.
In many ways, it's about every way. And Nick Chubb has stated that one of his goals is to get the NFL, come back with some NFL money, and help rebuild Chubbtown. And here's DeAndre Swift. And DeAndre Swift living up to his name. Takes it all the way down for a 72-yard gain into the 11-yard line.
Tackles, but no contain on the outside. Georgia's exploited that all night.
Out of North Philadelphia. And here's Michelle. And there's the end zone. Second touchdown of the night for Sony Michel. And Missouri's defense frustrated after another breakdown.
It's a statement drive there. As that started, I said, hey, this is probably where you want to take a ton of time off the clock, but you open up holes like that up front. All it takes is 2.
Drew Lock to run, and he gets taken down right at the line of scrimmage. Kel Carter with the stop. And that'll leave 4th and 4 for the Tigers. Buford, Georgia, going to have a catch tonight. On 2nd and 12, here's Swift. What vision. Fantastic move. And in the hurdle. And DeAndre Swift out of North Philadelphia takes it 35 up the sideline.
He was born and raised to run the football. That's for sure. That's the same exact play he had the big run on last drive. This one he just kept right up the gut. Last time he bounced it outside.
Officials discussing.
Illegal motion on the offense, number 35. The player was on the line of scrimmage and went in motion. Half the distance. Replay. Second down.
So they'll take that one away from DeAndre Swift at the illegal motion from Brian Harrigan. You saw Swift's mom and dad. Watch the left side of your screen, number 35.
Yep. Starts on the line of scrimmage. See 89 there. Charlie Warner's off the line of scrimmage.
And so that'll take it back. DeAndre Swift plays for his grandpa, Henry Holloway, his maternal grandfather, and he's got Pop Pop written on his wristbands. DeAndre Swift in the backfield. He's had a big night already. Last big run was called back. This one's not. Trucking over dudes. 11-yard gain. Offensive line for Georgia having a good night. They're a Joe Moore Award mid-season honor roll. Offensive line coach Sam Pittman doing a great job again. Green Moore. Lock checks to second receiver. He's got Jonathan Johnson into Georgia territory. His way a lot. Lock down to his tight end Reese over the middle. Touchdown Missouri. Jason Reese with his 3rd touchdown of the season. Fourth touchdown pass tonight for Drew Lock.
SEC Saturday Night is presented by Holiday Inn Express. Be the readiest.
Full on nation ready. How about this scene? Coming into the 4th quarter tonight. Under the lights at Sanford Stadium, and cell phones providing even more light.
Talking to this coaching staff, they're running through all the riches they have at tailback, and they said, listen, we need to get DeAndre on the field, so we put him out there in the slot. We'd love to have him in the backfield more, but you don't want to take Chubb and Michelle out of it. That's complete to the outside, and Mecole Hardman, and he is going to go. Hardman with the Jets, and it's a 59-yard touchdown. They switched him from defensive back in the spring. I'd say it's paid off. His second touchdown of the night.
Watch Jake Fromm move left, left, left. Swift with a great block, buying some time. Mecole Hardman is a playmaker. Yeah, not sure. I'd probably just kick it here. I know you're calculating in your head, but you trust your defense a little more than worry about 2 points.
Fromm checking it. Looking end zone with the lob and nobody there. Let's take a look at the road to Atlanta, brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. What a crazy day in the SEC. South Carolina outlasts Tennessee 15-9. Vols had a shot with 1 second left. Couldn't find the end zone. Mississippi State rolled past the Cougars. They won that dance off 35-10. LSU was down to Auburn 20-0. Then Les Miles ate some grass and the Tigers turned it on in the fourth quarter. Honoring their national championship team. Trey Patterson accounted for 5 touchdowns today. Ole Miss with 57 on the board against Vandy. No return. After the game, SEC Now with Dari, Gene, and Chris. So that would be number 6.
Maybe 7, maybe 8.
Here's Holyfield.
How about now?
Hey, they might have moved up. Holyfield fights off a 21-yard run.
Everyone knew he was getting the ball. Imagine if you played in this era. A little more spread. Get 3 receivers out there. Maybe have the illusion of passing the ball even though you're not going to. At least take a couple sets of eyes off him.
Herschel's freshman year against South Carolina, he carried the ball 43 times for 219 yards. Holyfield turns it up the corner.
This kid go.
Picks up 9. So how do you match against the best? Herschel Walker 5,259 in his career. Chubb second to perhaps the greatest, 41-12, and still plenty of games to go.
And to Chubb's credit, you miss a lot of time with the knee injury. You're splitting. I mean, look at all the yards that Sony Michel has. A lot of yards on the table as well. That can be good and bad, but the good of that is you have depth and experience, and that's what you need late in the season.
And how about this depth? Elijah Holyfield has another big run, and we got a flag on the play. By the way, it brings to mind something that Bob Stoops told this Georgia team this week. He came in to talk to him, and he talked about being a championship caliber team. And he told Kirby Smart's squad,
Holding. Offense, number 14. 10-yard penalty. Second out.
he told Kirby Smart's team that championship teams get better as the season progresses. In the back half of the season, they're better than they were in the first half, especially you consider other teams that aren't as good are falling off. Now in the second half of the season, in his second season as Georgia's head coach, and if this year ends like Georgia fans think it might, he would be one of 5 second-year coaches to win a national championship, and the first since Stoops to do it without any previous head coaching experience. And there's some similarities there. Stoops came from a national championship coach and tree with Steve Spurrier in Florida as a defensive coach, and obviously Kirby coming from Tuscaloosa with the same thing under Nick Saban. So much so, Nicole, we're at practice on Thursday, and we noted that Georgia's Thursday practice is eerily similar to the way Nick Saban runs his practices. And we asked Kirby about it, and he said, yeah, that's my coaching tree. That's who I learned from.
They told us it was the same blueprint. And it starts with the demeanor, Tom. And I think a lot of fans wouldn't understand that if you hadn't been to practice, and you hadn't been to multiple teams' practices. but there's just not a lot of messing around, not a lot of hooping and hollering on the sideline. It's all business, and one way that he makes sure that happens is consistent work. He has as many guys working as often as possible throughout practice.
And no idle hands, no idle minds on that sideline. You know how similar it is? They even use the same crowd noise in Athens that they do in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah. Well, you know how to do things one way. It's worked. You stick to it. What amazes me about that is everyone talks about expectation. Yeah, obviously the best teams have an expectation of winning. But Kirby Smart, Nick Saban, that tree, they have an expectation of how every rep, every station, every period of practice goes. From the tone to the demeanor to the execution. That's how you get better in the second half of the season. You don't get complacent. You stay consistent in what you do every single day to continue to get better.
He said it's pretty simple. I was with the guy for 12 years, Alabama, Miami, LSU. It's in my DNA. 701 yards of total offense tonight for Georgia. It's the second most in Georgia history. Drew Lock in Missouri made it a game in the first half. A shootout early, but the Tigers held a single touchdown in the second half. Jake Fromm is going to stay undefeated as the starter for Georgia. Not bad for a freshman.